When we talk about the issue of ilmul ghaib, one of the common questions, and which is a old question, not a new one, means even the days of Imam, this question used to come up, that if the Prophet and the Imams had ilmul ghaib, then why didn't they use that ilmul ghaib, the knowledge of the unseen, the events which are going to happen in the future? Why didn't they use that knowledge to avert tragedies in their own personal lives? If Hussein knew that he will be killed in Karbala, why did he go to Karbala? The Prophet and the Imams would use their power of miracle and the extraordinary knowledge only to prove the truth of the faith and their claim as a Nabi or an Imam, but not in their personal matters. And remember, that makes the test and trial for them even more difficult. Obviously, the higher your status in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more challenging would be your test and trial. Look at the example of Ibrahim Khalilullah. I have read a narration of Karbala in many sources, including in Tabari, the famous historian of the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. And in the Tarikh Tabari, there was something I noticed. It really caught my attention. When he was narrating the journey of Imam Hussain alayhi salam from Mecca, where eventually he reaches to Karbala, he talks about this different stations that Imam's caravan would stop for resting, there. Now, these places are known as manzil. Manzil basically is what we call, rest area. And the guides who would take the caravans, they knew, for example, that from manzil A to manzil B, it will take 2 days or 1 day. And so when it comes to the issue that when they take their food or provision, and especially water, remember, the guide will tell them that, okay, today we are going to have 1 day's journey or 2 days journey. So they would take water just sufficient enough for that journey, the duration of 1 or 2 days. Because they would have dedicated camels who would carry the water bags. And they didn't want to overburden those camels, otherwise the speed of the journey would be reduced. Now, Tabari narrates that when Imam Hussain alayhi salam's caravan stopped at a manzil, which is known as Sharav, early in the morning after Fajr, when the caravan was getting ready to continue the journey, Imam called the young people of the caravan who were responsible to fill the water bags and put them on that, camels dedicated for that. Tabari says, حتى نزل الشراف فلما كان في السهر. And when it was the dawn time, أمر فتيانه, he called the young ones, فاستقوا من الماء, get the water. Now this command would be sufficient, then they know how much water we have to take. But this time, according to Tabari, it says, فَاسْتِقُوا مِنَ الْمَاءِ فَأَكْثِرُوا, fill the water bags, فَأَكْثِرُوا, and take extra. The point is, why take extra, which was not normal at that time? Because when you take extra, the burden on the camels will increase and their speed would reduce. This is where we come to realize that that was the same day when the caravan of Hussein continued the journey. Just before Zohar time, this is where Imam alayhi salam came face to face with the cavalry force of Hur. And when they came to Imam, the signs of thirst was visible. They had run out of water. And the very first thing, before even talking to them or ask them whether you are friend or enemies, he actually called the young ones. And he said, use the water to quench the thirst of these people, as well as their animals, the horses and the camels. And so when Imam had commanded the youths on that day at the Fajr time, فَأَكْثِرُوا, take the water and take extra today, he knew that today we are going to confront the army of Hur, the cavalry force. Imam Hussain is the Imam of Noor, the Imam of light. He is using now his extraordinary knowledge, ilmul ghaib, as a means of softening the hearts of those who have the potential of guidance. He will do whatever is possible in order to bring the people who are pure in their heart, to the right path. And you saw the result at the end. This kindness of Hussain ibn Ali. Hussain ibn Ali used his ilmul ghaib about meeting with Hurr's army by taking extra water. The same Hussain ibn Ali doesn't use that ilmul ghaib on the day of Ashura for himself, for his companion, for his family member, for his children. Why? The higher status you have, the more difficult is the test and trial that you have to go through. And this is where we have to realize the greatness of our Imams. That they have been given this power, this special knowledge, but it comes kind of with a understanding for official use only. I hope these examples that I have presented to you, even especially from Tabari, gives you the understanding of how do you reconcile the issue of ilmul ghaib with the personal lives of the Imams عليهم الصلاة والسلام.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد